The doctor holds the boy's eye wide open. Then, he grabs a syringe and sticks it straight into the boy's eyeball. The boy's mom bursts into the room. The doctor flinches, almost messes up. He quickly signals the intern to hold her back. He continues to perform first aid. Lately, the boy has been feeling out of it. His mom thinks he's faking sick to skip school, but when the doctor examines him, the boy suddenly starts babbling nonsense.
You have apple hair. I threw a pancake in the river.
Something is definitely wrong. The doctor orders an immediate scan. The boy's brain is severely swollen. Before they can even prep for surgery, he collapses and starts seizing. The doctor rushes to save him, but his mom won't stop talking, distracting them at the worst time. The doctor sends the interns to get the woman out of the room. Luckily, the doctors rescued him in time. The boy is finally out of danger. A man was about to catch a lizard for food, but the lizard jumped right onto his leg. The man screamed and immediately called 911.
911, what's your emergency?
I stabbed myself. No.
When the firefighters arrived, the man was still wailing in pain. They cut open his pants, but what they saw was even weirder. His leg was jumping on its own. After asking what happened, they finally understood. Not only did the man fail to catch the lizard, but the lizard had actually jumped into his leg. To stop the lizard from moving around, the firefighter tied off the top of the man's leg. Then, while calming him down, she carefully reached inside and fished the lizard out with gloved hands. And wow, that was one big lizard. The boy keeps dunking violently, when suddenly, the hoop collapses, crashing down on him, piercing through his shoulder.
We need to get him to med before he has permanent nerve damage.
In the process of this rescue, they have to make sure the boy doesn't move, so the captain has been chatting with the boy to distract him, but the pain made it hard for him to talk properly. Firefighters need to cut the hoop free first. They clamp the rim with bolt cutters, then use a drill to cut through the metal. Lifting the boy out, they wrap and stabilize his wound with bandages, then place him onto a stretcher and rush him to the hospital. The rescue mission is successfully completed. The little boy is a missing child, but he refuses to go back to his parents, so he jumps into the sewer. Firefighters check below, but there's no sign of him. Worse, the sewer splits into multiple paths. From the command truck, they spot handprints on the tunnel walls. The captain gathers everyone to meet at the next junction, but when they get there, the boy is still nowhere to be seen. Suddenly, his voice echoes from inside the sewer. A firefighter, fearing for his safety, jumps down without any safety gear. As she reaches for him, she suddenly slips, falling straight into the water. When she gets back on her feet, the boy is gone. Meanwhile, at headquarters, a firefighter studying the drainage map realizes something. This is their last chance to save the boy. When the team arrives,
That is too tiny for us to fit through.
the sewer opening is way too small for an adult to fit through. Then, the firefighter suggests,
We make it bigger.
if they widen the entrance, they can go in and rescue him. The captain contacts HQ again, but the response makes everyone's blood run cold.
Do not dig! Do not dig! You are standing above a gas line.
If they drill, the entire block could explode. Hearing this, the team is devastated. But then, a firefighter checking the monitor speaks up. If they can't go down, why not pull the kid up instead? It finally clicks. They rush to prepare the equipment. They set up a frame and a life buoy. The boy grabs on, and finally, he's pulled to safety. A man crashes his car into two utility poles. Live high-voltage wires fall to the ground, sparking like crazy. Even the firefighters feel the pressure.
With that voltage, even our rubber boots won't keep us safe.
They have no choice but to wait for the power company to shut off the electricity before they can go in. If the man steps out of the car and touches the ground with 1 foot first, he'll be fried instantly. To make things worse, they notice the car is leaking fuel. One spark, the whole thing could explode. With no other options, the firefighter talks to him.
I'm gonna need you to get out of the car yourself in a very specific way.
The man slowly opens the door. The firefighters immediately instruct him, make sure both feet land together.
Very good.
The second jump is risky, but successful. He starts to let his guard down. Just as he's about to make the final jump, the electrical box sparks. He flinches, falls flat on the ground. Right at that moment, the power company shuts off the electricity. If he had waited just a few seconds more, he would have made it out safely. The firefighters rush to help him. The electric shock has done serious damage. His internal organs are ruptured. In his final moments, he calls his pregnant wife. Listening to her voice, he takes his last breath, leaving this world with regret.
She's over here. She's not answering me.
A man calls for help. He says his girlfriend fell off a cliff, but when the firefighters arrive, they find something unexpected.
She alive?
Nope. She was never alive.
Turns out, The man's girlfriend is an inflatable doll. The firefighters feel relieved. No real person got hurt, but the man's therapist tells them he has a condition. To him, the doll is real, so they have to prove she's gone, even if it means putting on a show.
Come on, Chrissy! Stay with us!
God, please let her be okay.
Pulse is dropping, Cap. We're losing her.
With the firefighters' help, his girlfriend finally passes away. The man cries, saying his last goodbye. Can you understand his sadness? A woman throws her own child from the second floor. She does it all because of a waiter's mistake. He flicks a used match into the trash, but after he walks away, smoke starts rising. The whole restaurant is on fire by the time firefighters arrive. Some people have already made it out. The firefighters save as many victims as they can, but the staircase is completely engulfed. The chief orders everyone to back off. Then suddenly, shouts from the crowd. A woman is on the second floor, clutching a baby.
They're gonna help us. Please help us!
The firefighters raise the ladder, slowly inching toward her. A cop glances at the woman. Something clicks in his mind. He throws on a fire suit and runs beneath her.
Drop your baby to me.
Are you crazy?
When he gets here, you're gonna have to climb over the rail and jump to him. You can't do that if you're holding your baby.
The woman has no choice. She looks at her child and says,
Mommy loves you.
The cop catches the baby. The woman jumps onto the ladder. They're finally safe. A group of backpackers was out in the wild.
Alien!
The next day, the fire chief brings his team to check it out. One firefighter notices a bunch of dead animals. Then, he gets a call from his wife. She gives him an important clue.
From the last 3 hours?
We've gotten 3 911 calls from within a 2-mile radius of where you're standing right now.
At the first house, something feels off. Their radiation detectors start going wild. That means the source is close. They find a man lying on the ground, his body covered in radiation burns. Suddenly, a woman calls for help from inside. When they rush in, they see her slumped in a chair, burned just like the man. On the table, there is a pile of strange powder.
I think that's cesium chloride.
A few days ago, her husband steals a container from a hospital. Inside is a glowing blue powder. Then, she comes up with a way to make money. She puts the powder in pendants and sells them for a high price. They make a lot of money, get carried away, and even smear the powder on themselves for fun. When they steps outside for air, that's when the backpackers mistake them for an alien. After hearing the story, the chief asks if they can track down the buyers. The woman points to a box on the table. Inside are receipts with credit card numbers, with the buyer's address in hand. The firefighters suit up and head over. Luckily, the container is still sealed, which reduces the danger. After securing the box, they send everyone to the hospital for a checkup.
Thank you for watching till the end. Creating videos isn't easy. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to give us a super thanks. We'll work hard to bring you more interesting videos.